Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2, the Grand Combination with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and the Ottoman Empire. So in the previous episode we have finished our first technology, the medicine, and now we're hard at work at gaining positivism, which is going to help us with education efficiency. It gives us another level of university and a couple of things like infant schooling and state education, which are further going to help with the education efficiency. In the meantime, we have a couple of inventions. Yes, a couple of inventions here that can pop up, like the prophylaxis against malaria, which is going to lower our army attrition, genetics heredity, which will give us population growth, more lowered army attrition and extra population growth through aerial bacteria, that nurse vaccination. So a ton of these things can bring us joy down the line. Let's continue in the meantime. We still, unfortunately, haven't finished reforming our armies, but we're getting very close with these last couple of units that need to be recruited, and we're gonna form another army, and we'll see how we're doing. We're slowly clawing our way out of the deficit that we had. I increased the taxes slightly to make up for the issues that we suffered before. Do you actually? Yeah, supply them at 50. Okay, so you can actually hold on to that area. Alright, I can't really send you at the same time, so I have to do it this way. And you guys got full amount, right? You have whatever, no artillery. Okay, so that will be our main armies, and then we just need to create a colonial one to deal with the rest. We're still getting one last heavy ship, and we'll be pretty much done with that for a while. Diplomacy, we have enough points to actually improve relations with Egypt. It's good. What's up with the leadership? Oh, we're auto-creating leaders. Okay, so the game is recruiting them on their own. Cool, so we have to really check on the leaders next and see who we have to get rid of some of them, because they're really not good. Okay, we're punishing a little bit. I'm gonna have to get rid of some of these units. They won't be able to support the pops. Patriotic Society. A small Serbian Patriotic Society has reached local prominence in Banja Luka, ostensibly claiming to simply organize Serbian citizens of Ottoman Empire to benefit of the local community. We suspect that the organization is, in fact, covertly arguing, supporting, siding, and abetting the cause of Serbian independence. We could shut it down, though that would cause a fair amount of militancy. Let's see if they'll be. They're not causing any issues for us right now. Hey, 5.3 usage points. Nice. Alright, so you guys can unite. So, Army of Constantinople. You are being led by Abdi Pasha. Narni Pasha organization. Alright, that's actually pretty good. You also have a decent leader. Not a bad leader either. Yeah, that one guy that we need to get rid of. Let's not use this guy. Let's poison this guy. Alright. So that's it. We have the Army of Constantinople. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th army. Okay, the 5th army is actually one that we need to deal with, and then we have 7th. Hey, hold on. Hey, genetic heredity. Heredity genetics were a major step towards the understanding of life itself. Gregor Mendel assumed that every trait an organism contains is written down in some material factors and are transferred during the process of reproduction. In experiments with his pea plants, he could prove his thesis. Extra population, but wait. So second army, third and fourth. The fifth is gonna stay the fifth. But the seventh is gonna be called the first. Oh god, I remember this. Yeah, you cannot really. Okay, first army. Alright, and then we have the 10th army, which is gonna become part of something else. Yeah, you're supposed to be over here. Alright, and the rest, the 5th army is fine. You guys are fine. Organic work. The philosophy of organic work. Oh yeah, it's this one. Can support the movement. Alright, you're getting a little bit of reinforcements here and there, that's good. The navy is now at full. Hey, and we're okay, we're actually increasing. So we paid a loan to get a little bit better. Our pops are doing fine, which is good. Hey, alright, we can add Greece to sphere. Dun 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 dun, Greece is now in our sphere of influence. Amazing. So we have grown our impact. You guys are in the sphere of Russia. Neutral towards us. Thinking of who we want to add. We got Serbia and we got Greece now in sphere, which is good. Tunis in the sphere. You guys are part of the Russian sphere, so are you. You're a satellite of Persia. You're our... Interesting. French Algeria, okay, that one's probably not gonna... So what about Tigray? We got you. Oh, that's part of Egypt, alright. Tigray. You're part of the sphere-nage. I think we can go with Nage. What the hell are you guys? Where can we see that? There is one that shows you resources. Cultural population is... here. No? Is it the terrain map mode? No. Infrastructure? Nope. Which one was it? Alright, never mind. It's not that big, so I think we can still see it. You got what? 3 provinces? Yeah. So producing fish, and wool. Might not be a bad idea. Okay, let's start. Justify war, huh? Now let's just make you our next ally. We're gonna exert our influence over you. Greek history. Cartel distribution, I don't mind that. 5.41. It's really good. We need to look into that colonial army. We're actually almost at the limit of our current power, so I'm thinking the 5th army might actually be the one that's gonna be sent to the colonies for now. just 5 regiments, but I'd want to get them. Okay, let's get them 1 armament in Africa. Smallpox, a highly contagious disease caused by the variola virus, killed approximately 400,000 Europeans per year at the end of the 18th century. Successful vaccination programs undertaken in the 19th and 20th centuries would eventually lead to the disease being classified as eradicated by the World Health Organization in 1979. But that might be a small comfort to the people in the state of yours who, in 1840, suffered hard from an outbreak of exactly that, smallpox. Do whatever you can. Weak and unable to resist, you say, huh? No, we're gonna try to help them. Organic work would support movement. So you guys need to move to the colonies. The Albanian Congress, the die has been cast. Same stuff as before. So you guys are regaining a little bit of power, so are you. Alright, some of the pops are actually getting a little bit better. So where are we gonna put you? I'm thinking either Misrata or Tripoli. Tripoli has a decent amount of supply, so let's send you over there. Have we finished the universities and development banks? We have, didn't we? No, not yet actually. The professor, UMB. Let's pay these loans again. Just think we've actually lent some money to Chile. Hey, Ariobacteria and the antiseptic principle. Cartel distribution. The discovery of Ariobacteria and the development of antiseptics revolutionized life for humanity. No longer open wounds meant amputations or death, but infections, even fevers, could be cured with medicine. So lowered army attrition, military hospitals increased by 1% and population growth increased. Snap, we actually have people wanting a reform. There's the impact. Censored press. Debt wall. Peonage. What's the difference here? RGO throughput is increased. Suppression points gain. Education efficiency. Oh wow, that actually, we need this one. So peonage. Peonage is a debt system under which the debtor is forced to work off his debt. This often leads to a perpetual cycle of involuntary labor called peonage. Well, it's better than serfdom. So let's get that. Actually, I wanted to show you the slaves in our country, because we don't really have that many. We literally have just 1650 slaves in Sivash, of the Circassian culture. The rest of them were probably promoted already, because we started with a ton of them in Constantinople, so I might actually outlaw slavery very soon. It really doesn't bring us much reason to keep it when you have this little slaves in your empire, right? Okay, so the Navy is gonna go back home. Let's see what we have. Smart. You have anyone? Yeah, we're not gonna use you. Oh, nice daring. Alright, the budget is starting to look much better. So we're gonna repay the loans. And we're gonna start increasing the military spending again. Because we need to expand on the armies a little bit at least. Positivism is coming. How's the production doing? Nothing interesting happening here. Definitely increasing the amount of textiles. Hey, you actually started producing a little bit of coppers. The sulfur production tanked. Some canned food. No laborers though, and no factories. I'm thinking whether or not we want to build a factory in Constantinople and see if we can attract some people to it. Because that could be fun, but at this point it is absolutely worthless. Wait, not you. Oh, nicht. I don't think we can actually... I mean, it would be a novelty. But I'm not entirely sure it makes any sense when we have no workers at all for the factories. So what's in the news? Price rises for machinery. Kasi research complete. Flintlock rifles. New capital for the Omani. Invention, Republic of Guatemala. What else do we have here? Let's get nationalist officers. Whispers can be heard on the barracks grounds, and sometimes when an Ottoman officer enters a room, even the live voice of conversation seems to die down, as if it had bumped into some immutable hinder. The Tatar officer corps in Kustenje is becoming increasingly attracted to the cause of Tatar nationalism and separatism. Get rid of the ringleaders. Oh, pretend that it rains. War between Netherlands and Bulungan. Machinery seems to be... but I have no idea if we can... I don't think we can build a machinery factory, honestly. Nope. Nope, not even close. Could build a clipper industry. Or clothing industry. Directive on trade in the provinces. As part of our government citizenship policy, soldiers in the home army have been ordered. Oh, it's the Turkish one. The policy stands. Daily output. Canning. Textile, wool and dyes. I think that would be good for us for fertilizer. Actually, we do have sulfur. So a fertilizer industry would be good. That one would probably make sense. I don't think there's that much fertilizer in the world, is there? Where's fertilizer? Wood. Clothing. Where's fertilizer? Are we producing any precious goods? Use Turkish. Raw material. I'm confused. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the world market is very small. So fertilizer might not be a bad one. A fertilizer factory, though, it would be super expensive, so... Well, let's keep it in mind. I mean, we do have sulfur, so fertilizer could be a good one. I'm gonna keep the taxes at this level. Once we have enough, we repay the loan and we have enough for the fertilizer, then I'm gonna lower it and start increasing the military investment. We're not gonna target the officers yet. Okay, you can actually join the army over here, and you can join the army over here. Second army. Alright. And you guys are also getting a little bit stronger. Thinking I might recruit 2 free units, get rid of you 2. No, just, okay, 2 of you. Can we recruit 2 infantry units? Yeah, I can recruit safer from you in Mersin and Iskidar. And we'll get rid of you because you cannot support these anymore. So that's gonna cost us a little bit, but shouldn't be a major issue. Yeah, fell into debt immediately, but, or not debt, but deficit. So you guys join. Alright, that's very cheap. Infantry unit does not really cost much. Let's increase rations. You don't have rations for anyone, so you're basically free dinner. Speed it up a little bit. Yeah, okay, we paid almost all of our deficit. Now you're fighting again. Afghanistan is having trouble keeping their provinces in check. Alright, we can start working on increasing your opinion. Wait, who are we at war with? Bukhara? Where that be? Alright. Again, restoration of order. So what kind of armies is Afghanistan facing? Oh! I'm actually how to help them, but I'm not even sure we can reach them at this point, or can we? Nope, there's no way we can reach them, so we'll just, pretend like we are supporting them and hope that they can deal with it. Prophylaxis against malaria. Army attrition lowered by 5%. Minimum life rating lowered by 5%. Is that? Yeah, lowered. And military hospitals increased by 1%. The medicament gave the patient a protection against the disease gotten from the malaria mosquito, which was very common in the tropics. Alright, so we have enough peace offer. Who are you at war with? Alright, so Afghanistan annexed someone. Pressing concerns. Oh, what is this? So it is now, with renewed force, that I restate the conundrum of mine which is yet to gather any sort of response from this chamber. What is to be done about the issue of the press reform? Me and many colleagues with me have long argued that the time for reform is now. Yet this session has remained entirely unwilling to commit to even an answer, much less a policy. Reform-minded MPs in parliament have reformed in a new coalition to push the agenda for press reform. Capitalizing on popular sentiment for freedom of expression, the Liberals are gaining strength. Motion dismissed. Alright, so the war is over, which doesn't really sadden me. Nice, population's really increasing nicely. Bulgarian uprising, we fight them here. And we have enough to completely repay the loan. Nice. Alright, both of the infantry units are being recruited. You guys just need more investment. Strychnine cyanide. I think we're actually gonna increase the investment into army to, let's say, 43%. That ought to still be okay for our budget, right? Well, maybe not. 700, 600. No, that's actually putting too much pressure on the budget. I have to lower it again. Alright, never mind. Let's save up a little bit of money. Then we want to do the fertilizer factory, and then we'll be fine. Then we can actually invest into army a little bit and be happy. Anyway, that's all for this episode. Let me just end it here by releasing the professor. We're still far away from positivism, but the empire is not doing all that bad, especially the population and the amount of research points we're getting is pretty decent. We now have Greece within our sphere, Serbia and Emirate of Nij is gonna be next. Now I would probably like to, oh, they will not accept, because we hold their core provinces. Alright, so with Serbia, right? Yeah. Alright, but these guys might eventually. Oh, anyway, thank you very much for joining me. See you in the next one.